Good morning. I'm Dr. Wilson Pearl, Associate Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship of KCS Kasnada College of Arts and Science. We'll see the next sum in issue of shares, and that might be the final sum for this chapter. X Limited issued for public subscription 20,000 shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2 rupees per share, payable as under rupees 2 per share on application, rupees 5 per share on allotment, rupees 2 per share on first call, rupees 3 per share on final call. Application for 30,000 shares were received. Allotment was made pro rata to the applicant for 24,000 shares, the remaining application being rejected. Money overpaid was used towards allotment. Okay, so from this we can make out that the pro rata allotment is there, which means they have issued 20,000 shares, the public applied for 30,000 shares, but the company allotted only 20,000, but from 24,000 they allotted only 20,000, which means the extra 6,000 shares been rejected. Okay, now next line. Y, to whom 800 shares were allotted, failed to pay the allotment money, first and second call, and Z, to whom 1,000 shares were allotted, failed to pay the last two calls. So there are two persons who are defaulted in payment of the money. So Y and Z. The difference between Y and Z is Y didn't pay the allotment money itself, which means it paid only the application money. Z, who paid all application money, allotment money, but failed to pay the last two calls alone. Okay, that's the difference between Y and Z. I'll repeat, Y didn't pay the Y has actually paid only the application money, nothing else other than application money. Allotment, first call, final call, nothing is paid by Y. Whereas Z has paid application and allotment, but Z didn't pay the last two calls, the first call and final call. Okay, then these shares are subsequently forfeited after the second call was made. All these forfeited shares are reissued to W as fully paid up at rupees 8 per share, which means the shares forfeited are reissued to W at the rate of rupees 8 per share. Okay, now we'll see how many installments are there in total. There are 4 installments: application, allotment, first call, final call, which means there will be 8 entries. Apart from 8 entries, there will be 3 entries for forfeiture, reissue and capital reserve. Okay, 8 plus 3 will give me 11 entries. So in total we are going to pass 11 entries. Okay, now we'll see one by one from the next slide. So look here, the first case is your application money received. What is the application money received here? We received application for 30,000 shares. Okay, so I'm writing the application money separately, received, then the transfer, the rejected, then allotment, pro rata allotment, everything is done separately. For the first entry is banked application is for 30,000 into 2 will give me 60,000. Okay, then that is first entry. Then second entry, application to share capital. Application to share capital, actually it will be combined entry. Application, that is share application account data, to share capital, to bank, to share allotment. All the three together I can write, but I have done here separately. Application to share capital 1, same application to bank 1, then application to allotment 1. Okay, but the difference here is the application to share capital must always be only for the issued shares. What is the number of shares issued here? It is only 20,000 shares. Okay, therefore the 20,000 into 2 will give me 40,000. That is the only thing we have to do here for my application money. The next one is your rejected. How much is rejected? Actually 6,000 shares are rejected. 6,000 into 2 will give me 12,000 shares. 12,000 rupees, that is rejected. Okay, the next one is the pro rata allotment. Pro rata is nothing but, again, it is how many shares of pro rata allotment made? It is 6,000 shares. 4,000 shares. That is, for 24,000 shares are asked, only 20,000 shares are allotted, which means the difference 4,000 is called pro rata allotment. For that I have passed another entry, that is share application account data to share allotment. Okay, the first entry is separate. The next 3 entry can be combined actually. Okay, you can see very well the second entry, third entry, fourth entry, every second, third and fourth, every entry you can see share application account data, share application account data, share application account data. So instead of that you can write only one time, that is share application account data. Okay, then to share capital, to bank, to allotment. So that is called as combined entry. Okay, now we'll go to the next page now for the next entry. Okay, now we're going to do the second, that is allotment entry. Allotment due entry first, then we'll receive the allotment money. Okay, first we'll do the due entry. Hereafter, from second entry onwards, that is from third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, all these entries will be only for 20,000 shares, no more 30,000 shares. Okay. Now, share allotment account data to share capital account to security premium account, because it is issued at a premium of 2 rupees. Okay. So 20,000 into the allotment money is 5, will give me 1 lakh. Then share capital is 3 and premium is 2. Therefore, 60,000 and 40,000. Okay. Next, now I'm going to do the allotment money received entry. Okay. Now, in the place of 1 lakh, in my allotment, I am supposed to receive only 1 lakh. Okay, I'm supposed to receive 1 lakh. In the place of 1 lakh, I've already received in application for the allotment purpose, 8,000 rupees is there. So that will be removed, which means I can expect only 92,000 rupees. Okay, I can't expect again 1 lakh. Okay, out of this 1 lakh only, I've received 2,000, that is 8,000 rupees in the application itself. That is called as pro rata entry I made in application towards allotment. That is 8,000 rupees. So that amount will be subtracted in the due entry, that the remaining amount I'm supposed to collect now. Okay, and then even in that, there is an arrear. There's arrear. Why? To whom 800 shares are allotted. Okay, now look here, we are going to do some calculation here below by the bottom of the screen. So how it is, for 24,000 shares, we have allotted only 20,000 shares. For 24,000 shares, I have allotted only 20,000 shares. Then for 800 shares, Y who has been allotted 800 shares, which means for 800 shares, how many shares he would have asked actually? How many shares the Y would have asked actually? So that is going to be found out now. So for that, I will do some cross multiplication. I'll repeat again. The company, for 24,000 shares, the company is allotted only 20,000 shares. Therefore, for Y, the person Y, the letter Y, the company has allotted 800 shares to that person. Okay. The person has been allotted 800 shares, which means normally the ratio is for 24,000, they give only 20,000. Therefore, for 800 given, what will be the number of shares asked by the Y? Okay, I'm going to find what is the number of shares that will be asked by the Y. So that is a cross multiplication. That is 800 into 24,000 by 20,000. So I'll get 960, which means the person Y asked for 960 shares, but he has been allotted only 800 shares. Okay, so what is the difference here? 160 shares. That's what I'm going to do. Look here. For the person who was asked for 960 shares, which means he would have applied the application money for 960 shares. Am I right? Okay. Therefore, 960 into 2 application money will give me 1920. Then whereas he has been given only 800 shares. So 800 into 2 will give me 1600. Okay. Which means the excess application money, which is adjusted towards allotment from Y, is 320. Which means this 320 is money received in application itself towards allotment from Y. Okay. Now, how much is the money the Y should pay? That is, the person who is holding 800 shares should pay for towards allotment. Therefore, 800 into 5 will give me 4,000 shares. Okay. Then the pro rata excess money already adjusted, the 320, that will be subtracted. The remaining alone will be called as allotment arrear. The remaining amount is 3,680. So that alone is called as allotment arrear. Okay, you got it now? The remaining money, what is 88 out of 92,000, 3,680 is arrear. The remaining amount is 88,320 is received. So that is the logic here. Okay, you understood? Now we'll go to the first call money now. The share first call. Okay, what is the first call money? It is rupees 2 again. So 20,000 into 2 will give me 40,000. Then bank account data, first call arrear account data to share first call. Okay, here the two person Y and Z both have failed to pay the first call money. Okay, so Y and Z have both failed to pay the first call money. So Y is holding 800 shares and Z is holding 1000 shares both together. So 800 plus 1000 is 1800. Out of 1800 into 2 will give me 3600. That is the allotment money arrear. Actually, in first call, I'm supposed to receive 40,000. Out of 40,000, 3600 I didn't receive. So what is the remaining money I would have received? That is 36,400. That is what is written in the bank account data in the first call money. Okay. Then I'll go to the final call. So final call money is 3 rupees. Therefore 20,000 into 3 will give me 60,000. Okay, again these two Y and Z fail to pay the fine call also. Okay, which means, so that is 800 plus 1000, 1800. So 1800 into 3 now, because the fine call money is 3 rupees, not 2 rupees. So 1800 into 3 will give me 5400. Okay, in my final call I am supposed to receive 60,000 in total. Out of 60,000 I didn't receive 5400. What is the remaining amount I would have received? That is 54,600. Okay, that is the logic here. Okay, now we'll go to the next slide. The next what you are going to do is, in the next slide, the forfeiture, reissue and capital reserve. Okay, now I'm going to forfeit the shares. Okay, forfeiture. For forfeiture, it is issued at premium and the premium money is in arrear. Therefore, the different money entry will be there. So premium will be debited here. Okay, share capital account data, security premium account data, to allotment arrear, to calls in arrear, to share forfeiture. Okay, so now we are going to forfeit 1800 shares. So 1800 into 10, 18,000. Then 1800 into 2, sorry, only 800 shares didn't pay the allotment money. Okay, the remaining 1000 has paid allotment. Z paid allotment money. Okay, then 800 into 2 is 1600. That is allotment money, security premium due. Then the allotment money arrear we already found, it is 3680. That is already written there. Then calls in arrear also we know. This calls in arrear means both together, the first call and final call together, I have written as 9,000. What is the remaining amount? Remaining amount is 6,920. That is the money really paid by these two shareholders, that is Y and Z. The amount is 6,920. Okay. Then these 1,800 shares are reissued. To whom? It is reissued to some W. For 8, it is at the rate of 8 rupees. Now 1,800 into 8 will give me 14,400. Okay. Then 1,800 into 10 will give me 18,000. The remaining is 3,600 is money not received. Okay. Now I forfeited 1,800 shares and I reissue 1,800 shares. Okay, there's no difference, which means I can directly subtract now. 6,920 money received, 3,600 money not received. Both of 1,800 shares. Okay, 6,920 minus 3,600. The remainder will be my capital reserve that is shown in the next page. And that is the answer. Answer will be 3,320. You got it? So that is the end of this chapter. We'll continue the next chapter in the next class. Thank you.